Some people are born with everything they need to chase their dreams, while others start with nothing but rough hands and an idea nobody believes in. The guy in this video is exactly that kind of person. No giant workshop, no expensive machinery, no professional engineering team behind him, just a few steel bars, old wooden planks, a small backyard, and a crazy dream that made many people laugh the first time they heard it, building a G63 entirely by hand using wood and steel. At first, it sounds impossible. But the longer you watch, the more you get pulled into this unbelievable journey. From the very first steel frame welded together under the burning sun to every carefully carved wooden panel, every step shows an unbelievable level of dedication. Sometimes he measured wrong and had to rebuild parts from scratch. Sometimes the frame became uneven and threw off the entire body shape. But instead of giving up, he quietly kept fixing every little detail. What makes people admire this project isn't whether the car looks 100% identical to a real G63. It's the spirit of the man building it. Most people only see luxury SUVs in the hands of millionaires, but here was an ordinary guy trying to recreate that dream using nothing but hard work and determination. There's nothing flashy or fake about it. Everything feels raw, simple, and incredibly real, and that's exactly what makes it so powerful. Watching him use grinders and cutting tools to shape every single part makes you realize how difficult handmade work truly is. Even being off by a tiny amount could ruin the entire body design. Yet he stayed patient and kept improving the car day after day. Some nights he worked until midnight, with only a dim light shining over the unfinished frame, creating a scene that felt both exhausting and inspiring at the same time. One of the most impressive things is his creativity. Instead of trying to perfectly copy the original G63, he used the materials he had available to create something unique. The polished wooden panels gave the vehicle a handcrafted personality that no luxury showroom could ever replicate. This wasn't just a homemade car anymore. It became a work of art built from passion and determination. Many people clicked on the video just for entertainment, but the deeper they watched, the more inspired they became. Because sometimes what truly impresses us isn't the final result. It's the persistence behind the journey. He may not have billions of dollars to buy a real Mercedes G63, but he has something even more valuable: the courage to keep going when things get difficult. The moment the vehicle frame finally started looking like a real SUV was honestly exciting to watch. From a pile of lifeless materials slowly emerged the shape of an iconic off-road machine. You could feel the anticipation growing with every scene. Would the car actually be completed? Would it really drive? Those questions made the video more addictive every minute. Another thing people respected was his honesty. He didn't hide the mistakes. Some cuts were wrong. Some welds failed. Sometimes entire sections had to be torn apart and rebuilt. Instead of editing those failures out, he showed everything. That honesty made the project feel authentic and relatable. It reminded everyone that every beautiful creation is built on countless mistakes and corrections. The most inspiring part is seeing an ordinary person dare to do something most people only dream about. In a world where everyone wants instant success, this guy quietly spent months working toward a goal that seemed impossible. That determination gave the entire project real meaning. If I had to describe the feeling after watching the beginning of this journey, it would be this: incredibly inspiring. You don't need to be rich to dream big. Sometimes passion and persistence alone are enough to create something that surprises the entire world. Once the basic frame of the handmade G63 started taking shape, the real challenge finally began. This was no longer about welding a few metal bars together or attaching wooden panels. Every detail now had to be carefully refined so the vehicle could truly resemble a real G63. And this stage revealed just how unbelievably patient this creator really was. The first thing that impressed viewers was the level of precision in every small detail. From the front grille and headlights to the curves of the body panels, everything was measured, adjusted, and rebuilt multiple times. Some pieces were no bigger than a hand, yet he spent hours reshaping them until they looked right. Watching him sand wooden parts under the hot sun made it obvious that this car wasn't built with effort alone, it was built with serious dedication. The most fascinating part was how he transformed ordinary materials into something that looked surprisingly luxurious. The wooden panels, once rough and uneven, became smooth and polished after hours of careful work. The cold steel frames slowly disappeared under layers of handcrafted design. Day after day, the vehicle looked more and more like a real G63, and viewers became even more excited watching the transformation happen. You could tell he spent countless hours studying the original vehicle design. The iconic boxy shape of the G63 was recreated in an impressively accurate way. Even though it wasn't a perfect replica, the handmade imperfections actually gave the vehicle its own personality. Instead of feeling like a cheap imitation, it felt like a custom-built masterpiece with soul. Many moments in the video were genuinely impressive. There were times when he completely rebuilt the doors simply because they didn't meet his standards. At one point, the roof alignment was slightly off, and even after all the work already completed, he decided to redo it. That level of perfectionism showed he wasn't building this project casually. He truly wanted to create something he could be proud of. Beyond the technical skills, what stood out most was his determination. A project this large is mentally and physically exhausting. Some days it rained, and he still found ways to continue working. Some nights he looked completely drained but kept focusing on small details anyway. Those simple moments made the video feel human and emotional. Another huge strength of the video was how real everything felt. There was no fake cinematic editing or over-the-top presentation. Viewers saw the sweat, the sawdust, the sparks from welding, and even the mistakes. That honesty made the journey far more engaging and meaningful. The most exciting stage was when the body design finally looked nearly complete. From a distance, it became hard to believe the vehicle was handmade from wood and steel. The aggressive front end, the boxy silhouette, and the bold SUV proportions gave it an impressive presence. It wasn't a factory-built luxury car, but the creativity and effort behind it earned genuine respect. This video wasn't just entertainment anymore. It became proof that people can accomplish incredible things when they stay committed to their passion. While many people spend their lives only talking about their dreams, this guy quietly worked on his goal day after day. It may have taken months, but little by little, his impossible dream became reality. The deeper you watch, the more you realize this project isn't only about building a car. It's about proving the value of hard work. Nobody succeeds overnight. Every achievement comes from time, sacrifice, mistakes, and persistence. And that's exactly why this handmade G63 became more special than many luxury vehicles people buy with money alone. Without a doubt, the most exciting moment of the entire journey was finally seeing the handmade G63 start moving on its own. After hundreds of hours spent welding, cutting, shaping, rebuilding, and refining every detail, the project was no longer just a static model. It had become a real functioning vehicle. That moment carried an emotional impact that's hard to describe. The second the engine came to life, you could immediately see the happiness on the creator's face. This wasn't the excitement of someone buying an expensive luxury SUV. It was the joy of someone watching months of hard work finally pay off. That genuine emotion made the video incredibly powerful. Watching the vehicle slowly roll forward honestly gave many viewers chills. Everyone understood how difficult it was to reach that stage. A small mistake in the frame or mechanical setup could have ruined everything. But through persistence, creativity, and patience, he turned something impossible into reality. What made it even more impressive was the fact that the vehicle didn't just move, it actually looked amazing while doing it. From a distance, the iconic boxy design of the G63 stood out immediately. The handcrafted wooden details gave the SUV a unique mix of ruggedness and artistic charm. Sunlight reflecting off the body panels made the vehicle feel like a moving piece of art. Thousands of people in the comments section expressed real admiration. Some said they never imagined a handmade vehicle built from wood and steel could look this good. Others said the project inspired them to finally start chasing their own goals. Because this wasn't just about cars anymore. It became a story about believing in yourself even when everyone else doubts you. What separated this video from many others online was its authenticity. There was no giant production team, no Hollywood-level special effects, and no fake luxury lifestyle. Just one ordinary person trying to build something extraordinary with his own hands. And somehow, that simplicity became the most powerful part of the entire story. Some scenes were simple but deeply emotional. Like watching him wipe dust off the finished hood while quietly admiring the result. Or seeing him stand next to the completed vehicle with pure pride in his eyes. Those moments reminded viewers that every bit of effort had been worth it. This handmade G63 may not match a real luxury SUV in technical perfection, but emotionally, it carries something far more valuable. It represents creativity, resilience, and determination. In a world where people often quit the moment things become difficult, seeing someone stay committed to a massive project like this feels incredibly refreshing. A lot of viewers probably finished the video thinking, if he can build something this difficult, maybe I should finally start chasing my own dream too. And that's the greatest thing this video offers. It doesn't just entertain people, it motivates them to take action instead of only imagining success. Watching the vehicle drive down the road, even for a short moment, felt like a true victory. Not a victory over other people, but a victory over doubt, exhaustion, and every reason to quit. And honestly, that's the real meaning behind this entire project. This is the kind of video people remember not just because of the car itself, but because of the person behind it. An ordinary man with extraordinary determination who transformed wood and steel into a real-life dream. After watching the complete journey of building this handmade G63 from wood and steel, the biggest feeling left behind is pure respect. Not everyone has the patience to commit to a project this massive, and even fewer people are brave enough to turn a crazy idea into reality. But this creator actually did it. What makes this video truly special isn't only the final result, it's the journey behind it. Viewers got to witness everything from rough steel bars and unfinished wooden panels all the way to a fully functioning handmade SUV. Every stage was filled with sweat, setbacks, frustration, and determination. The greatest value of this project is the inspiration it gives to other people. In life, many people have dreams but are too afraid to begin. They fear failure. They fear judgment. They fear not being good enough. But this creator proved that once you finally start taking action, impossible goals slowly become achievable. Looking at the finished handmade G63, viewers don't just see a vehicle anymore. They see growth, effort, and persistence. Every weld mark and every carved wooden piece tells the story of someone refusing to quit. It reminds people that success is never created overnight. It's built through countless hours of hard work. The most beautiful part is that despite limited resources, he still created something that captured the attention of millions. This is proof that passion and creativity can sometimes be more powerful than money itself. Anyone can buy a luxury car if they have enough cash, but not everyone can build something meaningful with their own hands. The video also shows the positive side of social media. Instead of empty entertainment, this is the kind of content that actually motivates people. It makes viewers want to improve themselves, learn new skills, or finally start working toward goals they've ignored for years. Another reason people connected so deeply with this journey was its honesty. He didn't pretend to be perfect. He showed the failures, the rebuilds, the exhaustion, and the difficult moments. That honesty made the final result feel even more valuable and inspiring. The final reveal of the completed vehicle was honestly incredible. Nobody expected that a pile of simple materials could eventually become something so impressive and powerful looking. It may not be a real million-dollar Mercedes G63, but emotionally, its value feels priceless. Overall, this is easily one of the most inspiring DIY videos out there. It succeeds not only because of creativity, but because of the human story behind the build. An ordinary person with extraordinary determination managed to create something unforgettable. And if this journey inspired you as much as it inspired me, don't forget to leave a like and show support for this incredible creativity and hard work. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts about this handmade G63 project. Would you ever dare to take on a crazy project like this yourself? Finally, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss more creative, inspiring, and unbelievable projects like this in the future. The greatest journeys always begin with people brave enough to attempt the impossible. In the end, this handmade G63 project became something much bigger than just a custom-built vehicle. What started as a simple idea in a small workspace slowly turned into a symbol of determination, creativity, and fearless ambition. Long after the sparks from the welding machine faded and the final wooden panels were installed, the real impact of this journey continued to live in the hearts of everyone who watched it. The most powerful thing about this story is that it proves greatness does not always come from wealth, fame, or expensive tools. Sometimes greatness comes from persistence. It comes from waking up every day and continuing to work even when progress feels slow. It comes from believing in your vision even when nobody else understands it yet. This creator didn't just build a vehicle, he built a message. A message that dreams are not reserved for rich people or professionals. Dreams belong to anyone brave enough to start. Every scratch on the steel, every cut in the wood, and every mistake made during the process became part of something meaningful. The final result was not simply a handmade SUV. It was physical proof that passion combined with patience can create something unforgettable. What makes the ending even more emotional is knowing how many people around the world were inspired by this journey. Somewhere, someone watching this video may finally decide to start their own project. Another person may stop doubting themselves after seeing what determination can achieve. That is the true power of content like this. It pushes people to believe that impossible goals might actually be possible. Even after the project was completed, the story still felt alive. Watching the creator stand proudly beside the finished G63 felt like watching someone conquer years of doubt and limitation. The vehicle itself became more than transportation. It became a trophy of hard work, sacrifice, and resilience. There's also something deeply beautiful about the imperfections of handmade work. Unlike factory-made luxury cars built by robots and machines, this vehicle carries personality in every corner. Every uneven edge, every custom detail, and every handcrafted line tells a human story. And honestly, that human touch makes it more memorable than many expensive supercars people see every day online. In today's world, people are constantly searching for shortcuts to success.